the international community must know, especially UNICEF, that the Nigerian government, through the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, they are not just encouraging child labor, they are preparing children for terrorism. Why? Because they allow children to vote in the Nigerian elections. When children vote for elections, street children vote for elections, and they are being abandoned after elections, they become terrorists. Because they will never forgive that they were used. Politicians, especially in northern Nigeria, you are very wicked. You abandon 20 million Nigerian children on the street, and you pick them every 4 years to go and vote for food. Vote for food. The idea of using children is to sustain the lie that northern Nigeria has more population than other parts of the country, because previous censuses were rigged. That is the point. So to sustain that lie, they pick children from the streets and they allow them to vote, to pick leaders, innocent children, to vote in order to sustain the tenure of their oppressors. We have children that are voting in elections in Kano, Katsina, Gombe State, and many local states of Nigeria. This is the height of wickedness. These children we never forget. These are children that sleep under tables, on wet floors, in marketplaces at night. We've heard about children who became terrorists in Nigeria. This was how they started. Why should the government allow this to happen? UNICEF must take serious note of this. This cannot be ignored. This is beyond politics. Children born to beg on the street. No food, no school, no roof over their heads. Yet some persons will take them from the street every 4 years to go and vote. Children who scavenge for food. And we must know that 20 million Nigerian children on the street is the population of at least 12 countries in Europe. Talking about countries like Iceland, Slovenia, San Marino, Luxembourg, Malta, Estonia, Latvia, Andorra, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Ireland, and Serbia. Put together, they're not even up to 20 million. These are the number of children on the street who pick children from the street to go and vote innocently to sustain the tenure of the oppressors. Critical questions we need to ask critical questions to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the umpire of Nigerian elections. One, who registered these children to vote? The process of having permanent voters cards in Nigeria, first, you have to register on the internet. After that, you go to the INEC office for physical registration. Who registered these children? Who transported them for the second registration? Who? Children who do not go to school, who know nothing about the internet? The second question is, who kept their PVCs before the election? Called them back, gave them the PVCs, and pushed them to go and vote for food. Three, who allowed them to vote? Police officers were there just watching children vote innocently. And INEC officials gave ballot papers to children, allowed them to thumbprint the sustenance of the tenure of the oppressors. Question number 4, how many children voted in Nigerian elections? The presidential election of 2023 was awful. It was awful. Children were still voting. Are those votes valid? Are those votes valid? Question number 5. After using these children to vote, you now return them to the streets. You now return the children to the streets to manifest into terrorists. These are very critical issues, and the international community must begin to look at this. We know about child labor, we know about child soldiers. Now we are seeing children that are being trained to become terrorists. Indirectly, you might not know, you might just think it will end in voting. No. The children, there come a time when the children will start to realize that they were used and they will join terrorists. We must stop this. We must not sacrifice our humanity on the altar of politics. This must be taken very, very seriously.